Edmunds. We'll take you down the other end here where we'll go Abbey Gate Street and then probably around the Abbey Gardens. As it's a nice sort of evening, well, it was kind of like spitting earlier, but if you're watching on replay, we appreciate you giving you the thumbs up. And of course, I am Nicolini Orange. I just saw my friend Fruit earlier with her friend. I don't know if I can give a shout out, but of course it was beginning with C, but yeah, she'll know what I mean by that. If you're watching, of course, Fruit on the replay, as many people may well be, then massive welcome to the channel of Touring With Us. And of course, yeah, please give it a thumbs up, please support the channel if you can, and we'll take you on a journey that hopefully you'll never forget, and hopefully the signal stays with us. I'm using Wi-Fi from my other phone, so luckily I'm able to broadcast live as it is now, because I've got my 4G connecting to this on another phone. So yeah, it's quite complicated. I'm just outside the Spoons here, which is the famous Spoons actually that I've been going to for quite some time now, just outside the Corn Exchange in Bury St Edmunds here. There is a lift to go upstairs here. I'll show you that in just a minute. And of course I will flick around the main viewing point here, which basically you'll see more of the area rather than see my face, because the sound is not very good apparently. But this is the lift. Normally would go upstairs, and all you've got to do is literally press this button and that will call the lift. Oh, I don't want to go in there yet because one of my friends and her friend went up there. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, we'll take a little wander down towards that direction. There's a few banks down there, and Cafe Rouge down there. Looks like nobody wanted to lift, even I didn't. So of course, yeah, that goes on towards the butter market just down there. So yeah, the famous butter market and Moyses Hall Museum, or Moyses Museum. So yeah, I've just got to put my rucksack on. So I'll try my best to actually continue the live here, and try not to get too many people that don't want to be filmed on the air. But if you ever do want to come on the live stream, feel free to come and say hello. So yeah, this is one of the ends of the Corn Exchange down in this direction here. Not quite sure why cars are parked down here. There must be a reason for that. Now if you come past this pub here, down here, is called, well, apparently it's one of many small pubs in Bury St Edmunds. I'll let this van go by. So it's called the Nutshell here. It's one of the smallest pubs in Bury St Edmunds, and you can see how many people it would actually fit inside there. So yeah, has anyone actually seen this here, the floral display here? Amazing. Come and say hello in the chat, feel free to do so. It's kind of like a very less windy day. Well, it was windy earlier, but of course, yeah, that was the old Cafe Rouge just down there. Don't worry, we'll put on the laughs and the edits later if I do make any mistakes. So that's the entrance, or one of the entrances, that if you want to walk up the stairs, and if you're fit enough, then of course you'll go up the stairs on 2 levels there, one on the other end and one on the right hand side, and those are the windows. Sometimes people want fresh air and want those windows open, and it's this massive Spoons inside. Do check it out. So that is now turned into a D&W it's actually called. That's another restaurant being taken over. So Dawson and Wild, it's actually now been taken over. So it's probably worth checking out that restaurant. So you've got all the Scott's Opticians down here, the bank down there you can see, and Cotswold, HSBC. Now, of course, a lot of people don't know this, but of course they have a coin machine in there, and some other banks actually refuse that and don't bother having it. But it's useful to know if you wanted to join up a bank in this direction here. So yeah, Whiting Street is just down in this direction. It kind of like reminds me of Ely actually, down there, down in that direction. But yeah, you can see the old-fashioned type of road all the way down here, which stretches all the way down to the other side of Bury towards Green Gate Bury that way. Bill Taylor is in the chat. Nice that people are looking in the chat here and even commenting as well. And of course, I've got 58% battery. Hopefully it will last. I won't do a terrible amount of course, live streaming today, but yeah, hopefully it will last before the battery goes. So yeah, we move on down here. If anybody does spot us here, please do come on the camera, and even on the chat and even in person as well. That's for anyone that wishes to be interviewed to talk about their town. So yeah, we could do it differently compared to a walk channel. Oh, this is quite new down here. Coffee and pastries. I'll fancy that next time. Never seen that before. Open. Wow, how interesting. Come down to Bury and check it all out. Bill's. Always come down here, Bill. And of course, your name is written on there. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Definitely worth it. Everyone's welcome at Bill's, definitely. Everyone's welcome on touring with us as well. Somebody having a photograph. I'll get out your way. Someone posing as a camera there. So yeah, it's a tourist attraction town, of course, which of course we encourage with smaller towns like Haverhill and places that you don't expect to be a tourist information town, that kind of thing. Greg's is still open here, just in there. You can have a little sneak preview if you want. Nobody in there at the moment. I think it's sort of closed or on the brink of closing. No, it actually closes at 6 o'clock all of those times here. 7 a.m. in the morning, Monday to Saturday, and Sunday 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Interesting to know, and that's what it looks like inside if you want to check that out. Probably bigger than the one in Haverhill that I know about. Of course, yeah, look at all these buildings here. It's quite nice weather down here. I'm going to take a wander down here towards Abbey Gardens. Who knows who will spot me down here? A mobile phone shop if you want your repairs done. Rather like the one in Haverhill by the name of Scream Monkey, very similar kind of thing. I can hear a lot of noise to the left here. Someone pushing a trolley. Not really that interesting, but of course, yeah. Hatter Street is down towards this area here. Again, a little bit like Ely. I feel very relaxed doing this right now so far. And of course it is Thursday the 30th of March 2023. One more day of March and then it will turn into April, as in April Fools. Who's going to do April Fools on that day? I wish I got my friend Fruit on camera, I really do, but I was just about to do the live. Of course, unfortunately Cafe Nero is not open up to 6 o'clock, but I remember, of course, this place used to be open outside, and literally the inside wasn't open during sort of lockdown times. Pizza Express was quite useful. Did I go past the clock, which is in this direction here? You can actually see it in zoom. You wouldn't see this in naked eye. Famous clock there. So this is Abbey Gate Street here. Table for two, £14.95. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Look at that, how posh that is. Wow. Dough and Co. Wood-fired pizza. Another restaurant down here. Seems to be quite a lot like there is in Cambridge. And I hope to do a little bit of Cambridge tomorrow, maybe. And hopefully you can join us for that. I'm hoping to do that because, of course, there is a Subway grand opening thing on the 31st of March, which is being tomorrow on a Friday. Yep, Abbey Gate there, as you can see. So, yeah, the grand opening of the Subway at the Cambridge train station is definitely worth coming on. What you do get is, of course, a free sub with a large drink. Definitely worth it. Coming for that. I think it's about to rain very soon. So yeah, I don't know how long I can keep this camera going without getting soaked at the same time. I'll have to put my hat on so that I don't get wet in just a moment. But yeah, it's looking like it's clouding over here in Bury St Edmunds, down this street here. I'm surprised the actual signal has stayed with us. Sometimes the signal can be a bit on the dodge side. Got all the clothes shop down here, fish and chips here. 3 fish and chip shops in Bury St Edmunds, the Codfather, you've got Bury Fish and Chips, and these ones here which you can also sit inside. Obviously it costs more to sit inside. Oh dear, it's starting to rain here, so I don't know how long I can actually go on for. I'll have to sort of go in the shelter for a little bit until it actually stops raining. But yeah, if you do get spots on the camera, you know it's coming from the rain here. But before the rain really sort of chucks it down here, look at that brilliant view here of the amazing architecture of the tower of St Edmunds Cathedral, which is now directed by, of course, Timothy Parsons, formerly James Thomas, back in the day. So, of course, to this day, this year in 2023, it is directed by Timothy Parsons. So, yes, of course, yeah, many are fairly famous kind of organists play there for recitals when it's open thing. So this is the gates to the Abbey Gate garden here, which I was hoping to go round, but of course I think it's going to be too wet for me to continue too much today. But yeah, it is Abbey Gate Street, as you can clearly see on the sign there. You know, I was actually saying it was, you know, a tourist attraction, but it doesn't seem to be. Everybody's disappearing now. But yeah, this is a famous sign here that I'm always puzzled by. And if I go closer, you'll see what I mean. I don't mean the no entry sign. Of course, it's not that it's a very ancient sign, or signs if you like, but I would say this now. There is something missing on these signs here. Can anyone tell me in the comments what they are? If you can tell me, no. Wonderful. But what I can say is that you might have got it right. There's no grate on Yarmouth there, on the A143. Wilderness A1101 and Thetford A134 and Ipswich A14, and again Stowmarket A14 and Sudbury A134. So yeah, remember where you see that if you're travelling from Bury St Edmunds. Greengate Brewery and Theatre Royal is in this direction in case you get lost. People often park here, but I don't know if there's a cost for it. Maybe there's a pay and display somewhere. But what I would say is that this is very expensive hotel. Wouldn't mind staying there for a night if we had some support. That would be lovely to do that and check it out for you. There is hopefully a video coming up on St Neots, which got a lot of views last time. And of course, this is because of the recent drop in prices and sort of special offers. When I say drop in prices, I mean special offers. So yeah, is the signal okay for those people watching? Let us know. Is it clear? Is it blurry? Let us know. If it's not, I presume it's okay. Look at these wonderful flowers here. And that's where all the rain cloud is coming towards this way, beginning to sound like a weather expert here. That's straightforward sometimes because you've got a lot of cars, and sometimes it can be jam-packed with cars coming from around this area. Don't know what those cones are for. I find a cone sometimes in the way, and when people do building work, when builders do building work, they don't take them away. I find that very fascinating. Maybe I should have checked the weather next time. I didn't know it was actually going to rain, so I took a chance, really. So we'll see how we go with regards to the weather. It might dry up later on, I don't know. But yeah. So this is the old Abbey Gate itself and the ruins. It was part of once an abbey, but the cathedral took its place in that direction. There's a cathedral shop just down there. Someone's letting us by, thank you very much. What a way to shelter under here. So yeah, it tells you about the closing times here. Of course, it's got a Musto Gate here, 5:30 p.m. Bridge Gate, 5:35, and Churchyard Gate, 5:45. So it's going to close anyway before I sort of finish the live broadcast. So look at that history attached to that. Look how ancient that is. Wow, you'd never see this from the bottom floor in zoom mode. So it's going to close at 6 anyway, but might be a chance to walk around for a little bit here and just feel the, even if it's a brief one today. But I don't think there's many people wandering around today. Although, of course, there are some people there, maybe students, walking around the park. And, yeah, there might be just time to actually get a look at the park before we leave you today. I will probably do this as an extension when it's a little bit warmer and it's completely dry. But at the moment, it's, you know, starting to get a bit sort of soaking. Yes. There is coffee when it's open, barrister coffee, artisan gelato, homemade cakes and cold drinks, all in this direction around the right here, which we'll hopefully get a chance to see. So these are the opening times of the park pretty much. So if you want to take a snapshot of that, feel free to do so. And this is the actual main park, the water garden. So yeah, we are probably here, actually, in actual fact we are, and it's getting a bit wet down here, and I'll probably end up down here and then come back round this way. You got the toilets there, which is just here, by the way, and of course, yeah, the kiosk of the coffee barrister place is over there when it's open. Hopefully it will be open when it's warmer. And information point and plant sale there if you want to buy your plants, and the gathering space is there. So you've got the great churchyard entrance there, the rose garden, which is quite a nice garden to go to, and this is where the abbey would have been, around this area. So before it gets soaking wet, because it is quite raining quite hard down here, I've never known it to be so wet as this for a while, although of course we are talking about English weather, but there is sunshine coming through. You just don't know if it's just a thunderstorm. Those are the park benches, of course, if we need them when it's a little bit drier. We'll just go up to the coffee, I think, place to show you a bit of that before we go. So this is the main toilets here. Lovely artistic pictures on there. Just amazing. I will have to put my bubble hat on in just a moment. So yeah, just want to give a few shout outs to, of course, Fruit and her friend earlier, beginning with C. It's a nice little garden area here to actually maybe sit in the warm a bit. Some people are in there probably getting soaked. So yeah, what we're getting is a wet look of Abbey Gardens at the moment. So this is where I literally just walked from. probably won't do too much today. But yeah, it looks like the cafe has been replaced by a brand new one, which is great for this park, and it will encourage people to actually come over here and of course be overwhelmed by the garden itself. It's actually called Grounds Cafe. So yeah, I can actually show you very quickly the prices before we go. It's actually not open, so of course I can very quickly show you that before I get completely soaked to death. I've got to be careful walking along here because it's muddy a little bit. So yeah, gelato. Of course, you can get your ice creams there. £2.20 and £2.75, £4.25, £2.80 and £1.75. It all depends what kind of scoops you want. Just a mug of tea is £2.20. The prices have gone up a bit, but yeah, I'm not surprised about that though, because they probably need the money for the park and all that kind of thing. But American coffee is probably also expensive, £2.80. Cappuccino for £3.20. Latte for £3.20. Mochaccino, if you like, with optional cream. Yeah, with optional cream of £3.40. Flat white of £3, and espresso of £2.50. Extra short, or extra shot actually, with no chemical, decaffeinated, whatever it is, with decaffeinated, plus an extra 20p. This is a new type of ice cream there, affogato, which is actually something I've heard of, but I've never seen it. A scoop of vanilla gelato drowned with espresso, £4. So there you go, all the prices there you need to know on this list here, and you order here, collect here, and yeah, no one's sitting on these benches, but of course it's definitely worth it when it's nice and warm. You probably get more people down here. Unfortunately today it's a little bit on the wet side, and hardly anyone's around here. But that's another thing altogether. You've got all the birdies here. I'll quickly run through this and then I will actually go towards this way and then head back to the right here. So yeah, still raining cats and dogs here. I'm the only one probably looking at the birdies here. If you like your animals, got all your information here if you need to know about birds. There you go. Got the lovebird there. You got the old, well, not old, but golden pheasant here. I won't read it all to you today, but another day I will. I'm only going briefly through it today. And you've got the barra band parakeet there. Quite a nice looking bird there. And the Bork's parrot. So if you want to go through all the writing here, which is quite useful to know. And of course the Abbey Gardens friends. So yeah, if you want to donate to that, I'm sure that you can do that. I can hear all the birdies in here. They're all sort of singing away beautifully here in the rain. Well, they've got better shelter than what we've got. There you go. How wonderful to see that, even in the wet. Nobody's dared to do that, apart from me. There you go, a bit of wildlife here on touring with us in the wet. So yeah, I'll go back here, and of course, hopefully the stream is still going here. I'm gonna have to wipe the screen in just a moment. And I'll probably will end it in just a minute, because as I say, it was going to be a short video anyway, but you know, because of my time limit here, I've got to literally catch a sort of and the last one from Bury St Edmunds to Haverhill is, sure I'll catch it in time. So yeah, there we have it. I hope you have all enjoyed this, because I think it always happens at the end, usually 9 times out of 10, that the rain stops. It's spitting now, but it's sort of, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It suddenly started getting drier. I should go back down there again. Of course, it's not advisable to walk on these gardens here when you do visit here. It's advisable to keep away from it and just have a look as you browse here. I'll give you a couple of seconds to take in the nature down in this area. You might be able to hear the birds as well. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in sort of stereo mode. I don't know. The sun is coming out here. They should come back again. All these people seems to be all sort of quiet now. And literally I'm the only one here. So yeah, that's because we all got scared and disappeared. People seem to do that in the UK. I don't know why, but of course, yeah, they should enjoy it no matter what weather it is. So I thank everybody for watching this and taking part, even brave enough to watch it as well. So of course, yeah, I'll read you this because it's now getting dry. So yeah, let's talk about this little garden here. Basically, I'm reading off this here, and the illustrations are there, Abbey Gardens itself, and it shows you exactly where you are here. All right, okay, so it's the Bury St Edmunds Abbey, the Great Court. In the Middle Ages, yep, that's the Middle Ages, this area was a huge open courtyard with access to all of the working areas of the Abbey. People, horses and carts would have been coming and going all day. Ahead of you were the courtroom and the guest house, and the cellar, as in the cellarers department, with the kitchens and larders, which is L-A-R-D-E-R-S. On the other side of the Abbey Gate were the stables and the armoury. I think it's in this direction over here. Leftovers from the Abbey's tables were distributed to the poor in the armoury, and on the feast days they were given apples, pears and pancakes. Along the north precinct wall behind you, I think in this direction here we're talking about here, because it's saying behind me, were the bakehouse, brew house, granaries and storerooms. Every day 94 loaves were baked for the whole Abbey community, and 82 gallons of beer were brewed for the servants alone. The monks sent 96 gallons each week to the nuns of Thetford Priory. To your left was the Abbot's Palace, where the most important guests would have stayed. I think it's talking about this sort of area, or maybe it's talking about this area, not quite sure. But yeah, need somebody to guide me around this area here. Of course, I'm reading you this bit here. If you want to read it to yourself, you can at any time. But this paragraph illustrates this. Below is views of the Great Court in 1735. The top image relates to the view in front of you, which of course is this bit here, I presume. It shows the remains of the cellarers buildings. Okay, and of course to the right you can see St James's Church, which is now St Edmunds Cathedral, and the bottom image, which is this image here, is the view to your left, showing the ruined Abbot's Palace from the collection of Peter Prydux Brune, ESQ, Prydux Place, Padstow. So there you go. Wow. All where this probably was laid out here. Look at the beautiful cathedral here. Excellent. Okay then. let's see if we can flick over for a bit. So, my all-weather friend here, including this wet weather here, I managed to stay in the dry in the end. So, my name's Nicolini Orange, yeah, Nicolini Orange, as in a very posh sort of way of saying so. Yeah, Nicolini Orange, which is a stage name to this current day here in 2023. Thank you so much for watching, touring with us today. Hopefully we'll do a lengthier one next time, and thankfully the battery has stayed with us here, and the signal has stayed with us, and thanks to my 4G on my other phone. But yeah, I should do that more often, I reckon. But yeah, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, or you know someone that hasn't, then make sure that they subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. Thank you very much for that. One thumbs up means a million to us. And I thought I'd leave you with something special. Let's flick over. Looks like a swan to me.
Thank you.
And can anyone tell me what kind of dog that is? MW. No walking on the grass, please. Are you a sort of park ranger or something? No walking on the grass. You sound like one of those park rangers. You could well be watching this right now. But yeah, I've never known a park ranger actually tune in on YouTube, but maybe I'm wrong. But look at the rain, which is now spreading towards that way. Don't want to sound like a weather expert. But yeah, sounds like we've got some seagulls here as well. So thank you very much for the comments as well. It's nice that people are commenting. And yeah, MW, I don't know who you are, but of course, please let us know who you are. Wow. They just literally flew by me earlier. And they have. So, yeah, the shining light here is probably the act of God here. Been there about 10 times, have you? So, yeah, there might be something that you haven't spotted in this area as well. So, yeah, thank you very much for your comment on that. Really, really appreciate that. And thank you very much, all of you, for watching. Really means a lot. And, of course, yeah, the Abbey Gates are closing very, very shortly. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Leave you with the view of the Abbey Gardens here. How beautiful and extensive lie here at some stage. Probably, I'm hoping that I can do a little bit of Cambridge tomorrow in the city at some point or somewhere. And hopefully you can join me for that. Great video. Thank you very much indeed. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Tell your friends, all that kind of thing. And if you do want to support the channel and help us do more of this in the future, it will actually be grateful of you lot to be able to do that. And it'll be grateful that, of course, you can support the channel. And it'll be grateful if we can continue to do what we love doing. We just love doing broadcasts. I haven't done many broadcasts for a long time, but when I get to do them, it's just pretty much amazing. And this iPhone is just fantastic for live streams. But yeah, unfortunately, sometimes the battery goes low on it very, very quickly. But that's just one of those things. So yeah, plenty of benches to sit on. I'll probably deserve one of those. I'm probably going to get a coffee somewhere. But I don't even think that the Greggs will be open by the time I get there. Or maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, anyway, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll say ta-ta for now. And, of course, yes, don't forget the show that we do, which is the notice board show. That still stays, because we used to do a group on that. And we've now changed it to Exploring Places. Do check that group on Facebook. Feel free to do so. We're also on True Social, which is another social media platform, a pretty new one. And we have just updated the TikTok as well. We don't go on TikTok very often. We're also on Twitter as well, and we're on loads of places. So, yeah, do check us out wherever you see us. Till next time, take care. And remember, we are the show that never is. Thank you very much. That person, I think you're a new person. I've never seen you in the chat before. But do check out our videos next time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye from us all. I think I scared that bird away.